Sony, leading in creativity since 1946. A history of innovation and perseverance. Ever since Masaru Ibuka and Akio Motora co-founded Sony in 1946, their commitment to innovation has been unparalleled. Their small electronics shop in Tokyo, Japan, soon outgrew its storefront and became a producer of electronic wares. Their first product was to be sure a hot seller in Tokyo, and hot it was. This rice cooker was either prone to overcooking or undercooking the rice, and never made it to the market. Not to be stopped, Sony created a new product, this Type G. It was the first tape recorder in Japan, and it worked. Next began an era of competition, the format wars, where a time of budding technology when the future of consumable media was changing from one format to another quickly. You might remember the VHS, but Sony made a competitor called the Betamax. We all know which one made the cut. Next, they saw their chance with mini discs. The compact disc won out to that, but Sony did manage to invent the Walkman, which was the first portable way to listen to music, which then led to scenes today of people bravely singing in public. Another format Sony tried out was the Blu-ray. It went to the HD DVD until streaming services came along. Anyways, enough about that. Sony also made its foray into motion pictures. With these companies and more, our inventive productions included Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, The Amazing Spider-Man, and Ghostbusters, the 2016 version. You get the idea. Because like all geniuses, Sony believes in giving people what they want, even if they don't want it yet. And the creativity in the recent films has even warranted international commentary. North Korea called this film an act of war, and Sony persisted in its release anyway. In small theaters. This got them a lot of attention. Let's call it creative marketing. Speaking of creative marketing, when Sony released the PS3 and the PS2, it definitely got people talking with some creative ads that looked like this. Wow, the creative team at Sony took a creative approach. Wow, I'm confused. And let me check my ad strategy list here. Famous person testimonial. I'm gonna say that is a definite no. Plain folks pitch. No. Snob appeal. No. Bandwagon effect. No. Hidden fear appeal, I guess, maybe? Don't know what they're fearing. Or irritation advertising. Another maybe, I guess. You know what? I think I'm gonna just make another class, and Sony is literally in a class of its own. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Creative, right? Anyways. When Sony defended their music holdings, they again used their creative problem solving. At the time, people were getting free music from Napster and other illegal downloading services. So they sold CDs that would secretly install software that spied on users and wouldn't let them share the music. Sony protected the industry above all else. Data was also compromised just before the release of the interview. Thousands of social security numbers, aliases, and other important information, including those of famous people and employees. Sony has been on the forefront of so many creative innovations, some that took off and some that didn't. At least they're ahead of the game. And here's Sony's dancing robot, Rolly, to show us out. Thanks for listening.